My name is Jonathan Parks, and welcome to Jonathan's Nature Crafts. I must inform you that I do not live in this house by myself, but live here with other people. Sometimes other members of the household may have to walk through areas where I might be recording with other family members on the phone. If you hear any noise like that, please feel free to disregard. We are doing our best to get noise canceling equipment, which may at least keep you from hearing exactly what is being said. Thank you for considering. Well, I decided I'd be on for this little moment, and I'd say for now do ourselves a little book review. I kind of purchased this book years ago and kind of knew for a long time that I had it. I will tell you that over some past few weeks, since I'm kind of trying to get my bedroom cleaned out to be renovated, I have been taking a lot of my old books and taking them to half price books to be sold for some money. And I'd say, that's kind of been coming in handy, because I will tell you that they don't really buy it for you for much. You probably make little compared to what you donate, but it is kind of good. I've been able to make a little stuff and get them all out for my space. And this was a book which when I couldn't find it, I had been so afraid that I had probably already donated it to half price books, or sold it to them rather. But it just so happened whenever I was clearing more books off my shelf, it showed up again. And there might have been a few things I had forgotten. All I had seen was that years ago when I purchased it, it was a Northwoods Nativity, and I didn't remember all the characters in it, but I kind of got to thinking, I remembered looking back that all of the Nativity characters carved in here were animals, but turns out there are some people too. And one thing I want to mention to you is, first of all, it says at the top that it's for women, but I know that that doesn't mean that men can't carve it. I will tell you, the author, Cindy Jocelyn Carhart, as you see at the top, I mean, you all probably remember when I carved some Santas from some of her patterns, and and also like those Santas from around the world I've done a video about, and that traditional Santa that I've painted in all the different colors that you've seen. And even those little Santas, I mean, I've even called them Carhartt Santas, because that's the name of the creator of the pattern. But I do want to show you all, actually what you see in here is it's Mary and Joseph and the wise men, along with all these animals. There's not a shepherd or an angel in this book, but I'd like to kind of take you all through and kind of let you all see some of the patterns. And this is just something where they kind of give you a little tutorial at the beginning, like she does in all of her books, about sharpening and proper tools and things like that. But here's the little carving for the baby Jesus, and it kind of has a little kind of a round shape for what would otherwise be a manger, and some little leaves. And I'd say that there's the little instructions on how to carve the thing, and you've kind of got Mary right here. You can kind of see she's kind of a little bit more modernly dressed, like somebody who might live in the woods. And so you see how we kind of come up with all these instructions for carving out her, and about the finished carving. And here's the little one for Joseph. And You kind of see how he comes out in here. It's probably going to take many more colors of paint to do this. I'd say this is the little trees that come in the book. Little pine trees like they have up in the North Woods, and little instructions on how those are carved out. There's this little wise man here. There's three wise men in it. I'll read about this when it says, the first wise man brings the gift of the seed of life, painted pink to symbolize creativity. That's what you see right here. I did just look at these books and see that these wise men do not carry gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Here's the second wise man, and I'll read what it says for him. The wise man's gifts. This wise man's gifts are a yellow diamond signifying courage and inspiration, and a green triangle signifying eternity, harmony, and prosperity. You know, that's kind of what we see with this. I'd say that, of course, this one has some skis on it as well. And we're kind of going to look over the rest of him. And this is Wise Man 3. I will tell you about these little types of things he has attached to his shoes. I've done an Adirondack Santa that had that before. I'll see what he carries. It says, the third wise man carries a red heart symbolizing love, and a purple eight-pointed star symbolizing wisdom and protection. So that's what we see with him. Got little, like this little goosey here. There's a goose in the set. They give you kind of like little patterns for it. There's the moose. Probably kind of made some mooses from different pieces of wood attached together before and using little branches for antlers, but never have carved this moose. There's probably little neat ways to do it here. I'd say maybe if I'll tell you that later, but here this is a little raccoon to the carving. There's a little beaver. There's a big horned sheep. And there's a mountain goat. I'll see what else comes along. And there's a big grizzly bear in the carving. So I've been thinking over how I might make or carve some of this stuff, and I'd say to start with, I'd probably like to carve a whole one of these nativities for myself, just to kind of have to look at. But I tell you, sometimes, you know, there are times when I do stuff like that just to kind of make things to kind of be of my own collection here, and all the patterns shown in the book of how we do all the designs. That's how Cindy Jocelyn Carhart's Santas came, and so it would probably just be the way that, you know, with all those designs that are kind of painted on the dresses and skirts and robes like she did for the Santas. Can see why she do it for the nativity figures too. And forgot to mention that Joseph is like wearing jeans and a baseball cap, so that kind of makes him a little bit more Northwoods like. And I just also wanted to say that, you know, since there were some pieces and some material, like I said, that I lost from my computer that makes it so I'm not able to finish the series I hoped to, I have been able to retrieve some things, been able to edit some things to get back some of the things I lost. And so that is why I'm on here today, to show this little review of a book, and maybe even to that matter get back to sharing with you all some more about how carving is going to go. And as for now, I just wanted to show what was in that book because it was so neat. And I say I've kind of got some shows coming up in October, maybe one I'll sign up for in September. Don't know how it's going to go, but I will say that I will always be back on to hear more from you all, so keep in touch. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel. I hope to see you in the next video. Stay tuned.